an entire upper body workout. It's going to be a long one, but I'm going to take you through from the warm-up to every exercise. I'm going to keep track of the rest periods as well, so you can even take this video with you to the gym and we can work out together. Sorry, let me check. Yeah, that's on. I was like, is my mic on? But anyway, the first and most important part, you could argue, of any workout is your warm-up. So we're going to do the warm-up first. I usually do some dynamic stretches and some light cardio. So I've already done 5 minutes on the elliptical, and that's just because I didn't want to waste 5 minutes of your time just watching me on the elliptical. So now I'm going to go and grab a band, but for this workout, I'm literally going to be picking up the camera and wandering around the gym. So you're going to be wandering around the gym with me, and it's going to be fun, right? I am using the front camera on my phone though, so if the quality is slightly questionable, that's why. It's not bad. This also means that I can see if I'm in shot a bit better. But if not, someone drop a comment. So when we're warming up, we really just want to make sure that we're getting the blood flowing, getting some mobility in, because warm-ups, everyone always underestimates how much warm-ups matter in injury prevention. I personally have like a long-term shoulder injury, so my shoulders are pretty dodgy, which is why I like to make sure I do my warm-ups. You don't need a band, but I find that it helps me doing overarm circles. It gives me a bit more tension between my shoulders, so I get a bit more of a stretch with that. Your warm-up also doesn't have to be extensive. It can literally be 5 minutes of light cardio and then 5 minutes of dynamic stretches, if that. Also, I might have to go and press go on the music throughout this. We'll see, because I tried to find a copyright-free playlist of music so that I didn't get shouted at by YouTube. So yeah, we'll see. First, oh yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to put the whole workout in the description once this live is over. But first we're doing dumbbell shoulder press. If I can choose some dumbbells, I like to do a warm-up set first. So I'll grab a slightly lighter weight than the one I'm going to be doing my working sets with. Don't get me wrong, my shoulders are pretty dodgy, so I don't go heavy with these, but you can still see progress with that. So you just want to make sure that you're bracing your core, push through your feet to help keep you steady, and that will help you push more weight. So my warm-up set is literally like 4 reps, just to get my shoulders a bit more warmed up. And then we're going to move on to a slightly heavier weight. I always find it hard to find the perfect weight in this gym. But yeah. So first we're going to be doing, I usually track my workouts on my phone, which is why I'm trying to remember this one. So first set, we're going to do 8 to 10 reps with this weight. The weight's going to be individual to you, obviously, but 8 to 10 reps. Two more. Yeah, let's go. I've got one I'm slightly stronger than the other. Okay, that's 8. Okay. Yeah, you will notice that when you're pushing hard, you're not going to be able to talk when you're doing your sets. So take that as your motivation. Just give me a second. That was actually good. The thing is, because my shoulders are the way they are, pushing too heavy will injure them. So with things like shoulder press, I'm usually pretty cautious. Also, remember to track your rest periods. I used to spend hours in the gym, I'm not even kidding you, hours, but it was like 90% talking and just chatting to people, and then 10% actually doing the workout. So yeah, we're gonna take about 1 minute to 1.5 minute break between shoulder rest sets. And for all of the exercises in this workout, we're only doing 2 or 3 sets. And this is the way that I train currently, and I've seen amazing results with that. I used to train, like, my training's completely changed. Because I used to do at least 4 or 5 sets of each exercise. Yeah. But when I did fewer sets, like when I've just been doing 2 or 3 sets per exercise, I've seen so much more growth because my body can actually recover from it. This doesn't mean that you're not pushing hard. I actually think that using just 2 or 3 sets means that your headspace is in a better place, because you do 1 set and then you're like, oh, I've only got 1 more left. So you really push it for that second set. So that's what I'm going to do. I mean, you should be pushing it with every set, but let's be real. Sometimes, like, the mindset's just not there. The motivation's not there. And you really just need to get through the workout. Yeah, I also usually track my time on my phone, which is why things are a bit different today. But we'll do our best. So I've dropped the weight, and this time I'm going to be aiming for 12 to 15 reps. Probably more like 12. It's really important that you're controlling the weight all the way up and all the way down now. One more. These are the reps that count. That's 12, but I might be able to do another one. Let's go. I don't think we're doing another one. Okay, so I did more than I thought I could. You guys are motivating me. Okay, so we're gonna take another 1.5 minutes break. I really hope the music's not too loud, by the way. Shout at me if it is. I mean, I don't know if I can actually see the comments. Okay, next though, we're gonna wander around the gym. I'm gonna leave the music there because it's on my iPad. I usually connect to the speakers, but it's not been working for the last few weeks. This is a uni gym, by the way. So next we are doing pull-ups. If I can get this set up in the right position. Or I think it would be easier to film the assisted pull-up machine, but I can do a quick one on here because I want to show you guys some variations for each exercise as well, so that you've got options when you go to the gym. There we go. I'm going to grab a band as well, but you can come too. So when we're doing pull-ups, there are some options depending on your ability level. Like there is with most exercises, to be fair. Where did I put the band? I did tidy up after myself, I promise. I actually tidied up this whole gym before I started the live stream because people had left weights everywhere. I mean, there's still weights, but I'll do that after. Gym etiquette, fam. Tidy up after yourself. Right. I hope you can see that. I'm just going to do a quick one over here, then we'll move over to the assisted pull-up machine because it'll be easier to film. So, since I started bulking, pull-ups have become a lot harder. I know I don't look particularly bulky, but compared to what I used to be lifting, like pull-up wise, yeah. So there's more weight, which makes pull-ups harder. But you want to hold on about shoulder width apart, shift your shoulders backwards so you're retracting your shoulder blades, you're keeping a tight core, and then pulling up. I am by no means the best at pull-ups, but it's also like the position of my shoulders is a bit weird, so it doesn't help. But I'll give you an example of assisted pull-ups because this is really helpful. I'll try and move you closer so you can see how I'm actually setting up the band, because I used to see people do this, but then I couldn't actually tell how they were setting up the band, which was not helpful. So I'll do the best I can. There we go. So when you're setting it up, this is such a weird angle. When you're setting it up, I'll go for this one. You want to thread it through, like just over the top, and then create a loop. There we go. With this band and shove the other end. This sounds so dodgy, but put the other end through that loop that you've made. And then just tighten it like that. And that means it's not gonna come off when you're doing your pull-ups. So, here we go. Oh wait, you can tell, right, there we go. So for assisted pull-ups, there are two ways that I like to do it when I'm using the band. Also, if you choose a thicker resistance band, it means you're gonna have more resistance, so it will make the pull-ups easier. But another way of doing this, if you've only got the one band, is kneel in it with one knee. Wait, I usually put it on this one, so that's why I use that knee. But you kneel in it with one knee, and then you do your pull-ups like that. And you can automatically see that resistance helps me get a bit higher. Okay, but the next option, if you find that this isn't enough resistance and you only have one band, is stretch it more so that, oh, I keep hitting the microphone, I'm so sorry. So stretch it more and then put your feet in it. Hang on. I usually put it over the other one, so this is so awkward. Right. So you're standing in it that time, and that means there's going to be more tension, so you get a bit more support. Yeah, and you can see I can get a little bit higher with that as well. Just try not to hit yourself in the face with it when you're getting it down. Wait, actually, I'll leave that there and I'll tidy it up after because we need to do our actual set. So let's move over to the assisted pull-up machine. This is one of my favorite machines in the gym just because I think it's so, underrated. I hope you can see that properly. We'll go for that. So essentially, why I like this so much is you can choose your resistance really easily, and it allows you to like focus more on your actual back muscles. So you can really focus on that mind to muscle connection and go slower on the way down while still getting like the stretch when you're in the bottom position. So we're aiming for 8 to 12 reps here. I've already lost count. I think that was 11. Another thing you can do is use these handles. I really like this because it can target a slightly different part of your back. So literally, it's just a slightly different hand position. Sorry. But I really like it. Also, if you're taller, then you might want to go for the higher up handles. If you're smaller, there. Also, a hack that or not a hack, but a thing that I didn't know when I started the gym is, let's go this way. These bits, they move for the different exercises. So you can do tricep dips with them closer together, or if you need them like further apart for when you're doing pull-ups, just to give you more space, then you can do that. And I didn't know that when I started the gym. But when I figured it out, I was like, wow, my world's changed. Yeah, thought I'd share that. Okay, so you want about a minute's break between sets of pull-ups. That's what I've got written down. And we're going to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. That's what I said. I do have a list. I'm usually very organized, but it's on my phone, so you guys technically have my list. But yeah, that's really all to say about pull-ups. I need to grab a drink. Hydration. Hydration is very important, you guys. I recently actually just tried electrolytes because I don't take, sorry about music, I don't take pre-workout very often at all. Just personal preference. But I did try electrolytes the other day, and I'm not kidding you, it made such a big difference to my workouts and like my energy levels. So if you're someone who also doesn't take pre-workout but you're struggling with a lack of energy, try electrolytes because it could honestly change your workout. But if you do like pre-workout as well, I'd recommend the stuff from Protein Works, and you can use code Sophie Reid to save 10% off. Had to throw that in there. Okay. Set 2. I'm going to keep it on the same resistance. You can sort of do a drop set type of thing, but I'll show you that in a bit. So you're thinking about getting your chest to the bar. Come on, one more. Okay, that was 8. Yeah, so if you don't get the same amount of reps each set, that does not matter because you're going to be fatigued. So give yourself some grace with that if you're beating yourself up about not being able to get the same number of reps every time. Sorry, right. I need to hold this up here because it's not quite at the right height. So yeah, we're going to wait for another minute and do our last set. On the last set, actually, I don't think I've showed you the close-up. Because I know some gyms don't actually have an assisted pull-up machine, but they're amazing. So you adjust the resistance using this. If you put it down, so we can see that. Sorry for the angle. But anyway, if you put it down, then it's going to be more resistance, so it'll be easier for you. And if you put it up, There we go. If you put it up, then it will be less resistance. So it's going to be harder because you'll be lifting closer to your full body weight. Right, last set. I'm going to do a little drop set type thing. So when you're doing drop sets on here, it's kind of counterintuitive because it gets easier when you put more weight on. So instead of like taking the weight up, you're going to put it down to make it easier because you're adding more resistance. Got it? Got it. Okay, last set. I'm going to start off with the same resistance as I did for the last 2 sets. And we're just going to see how many we can do. So essentially, we're training to failure. That's 6. I felt like my form was starting to break down there. So that is my cue that I'm going to use to increase the resistance. And now we're just going to aim for 3 more reps. And that's my 3, and I'm going to drop it again. We're dropping it, but we really want to focus on having really good form, because that's when we're going to be working the right muscle groups, and they're going to grow. I mean, it's all about how optimally you do things, right? So in terms of lifting, I'd always recommend prioritizing your form over the weight you're lifting. Doing those slow negatives as well gives you just that little bit more time under tension, which is what we're looking for if your aim is muscle growth. Okay, so one thing I used to do when I used to do loads of drop sets on the assisted pull-up machine is for my very last one, I would put it all the way back to like the lightest resistance and just hold it. So like, I hope I can do it after this. I'm pretty fatigued, you guys. So you go for one big one, and then just hold it as long as you can. There we go. The shaking's a good sign, I promise. Okay, that's our pull-ups done. I'm trying to remember what's next. What's next? Lateral raises. We love lateral raises. It's about out of breath. We're going back to the music. Let me know if it's too loud, by the way. So, where's the best position to put this camera? The struggles of, oh, maybe you'll be able to see like the back and the front with the mirror. Logistics, right. So, what are we doing? We're doing lateral raises, and I'm going to choose a moderate weight. So, you want to choose a weight that's heavy enough to be challenging, but not too heavy that you can't do it with proper form and you're just using momentum. So, wait, no, I'm going to leave you there because I need 2 hands for the dumbbells. Duh. Right. Lateral raises will humble you if you've never tried them. I'm telling you. They're one of the most humbling exercises in the entire gym. I mean, a close second to dumbbell lateral raises is cable lateral raises. Oh, wait, no, they're harder. Yeah, they're harder. Ignore me. So, I'm just trying to find the best position. That'll do. Right, so the rest period between exercises, I generally use 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, or just however long it takes me to faff around to get the weights and stuff between sets. I know that's not very scientific, but a general rule of thumb, if you're doing more hypertrophy training, which is training for muscle growth, is that 1 minute to 2 minute mark. In general, this is not for every single exercise, obviously. On that, I should really make a note on that. So if you're doing like more isolation exercises where it's just working like one particular muscle group, so bicep curls, you'll need a shorter rest time than if you're doing more compound exercises like deadlifts or squats or something like that, because that's using multiple muscle groups and it's like a multi-joint movement. So it's going to be putting more stress on your entire body, like your skeletal system, your central nervous system, all the systems, and you're going to need some more time to recover between those sets. So, science lesson over. Let's do this set. So this is for me, this is a fairly heavy dumbbell for lateral raises, but we're going to be doing 10 to 12 reps. 12. Okay, and then we're going to go straight into, we're going to go straight into the slightly lighter weight and do another 10 to 12 reps. I'm really slow in the last one. It's gonna burn, you guys, it's gonna burn, but that's what we want, at least for lateral raises. So I'm gonna move the camera because I don't think that was in a great position. The struggles, right? That's not great either. We'll get this. So we're resting for about another minute between those, because generally your shoulders can recover slightly faster, but it also means that the shorter rest time and the lighter weight and more reps will generally get us a bit more of a pump as well. So let's try and angle this. Here we go. Right, you can see my concentrating face when I'm doing the lateral raises now. I might even, because we're only doing 2 sets for this, I might make the second one a drop set and really just push it with everything. So we're gonna grab the lightest dumbbells in the gym. If you're a gym girl, you know the lovely little 2.5 kg dumbbells. So we're gonna work our way down. This is a triple drop set. We're doing 10 to 12 reps of each of the weights. And once we hit the top end, or if we feel we can do more, we'll do more. But once you hit the top end of that range, then you're gonna drop to the lower weight. And we'll do that for all 3 different weights that we've got. So this is gonna be mega, and we need to go and do it. Okay. Sometimes you need to psych yourself up a bit for this, but honestly, in a weird way, lateral raises are one of my favorite exercises, even though they're so humbling. Okay, enough chat. I'm just yapping. That was almost 10. We'll count that as 10 for today. If you do feel like you're using too much momentum, then just drop the weight, because that'll be a lot better off. The thing about momentum is that it takes the focus off your actual shoulders and puts it more onto your stabilizing muscles. Come on. 11. 12. Okay, straight into the light ones. Let's go. No excuses for the light ones. This is an easy one, right? Oh, this is not. Okay. Sometimes, a lot of the time, you've just got to push through the pain. Obviously not to the point of injury. Please be sensible. But the good pain, because that's where we get the most growth. We're still controlling it to the very end, to the very last rep. We're always making sure that our form is at least semi-representable. I'm going to hold it for the last one, as long as you can. Okay, we're done. I know it looks so dramatic, but trust me, if you've tried dumbbell lateral raises, like a drop set, you'll know the feeling. Okay, so let me not abandon you. Oh wait, no, you could see that. I was like, did I completely just walk out of the shot? Okay, so next we're moving on in about 1.5 minutes to cable, behind the back cable curls, supersetted. Oh, supersetted with overhead tricep extensions. We love a little arm superset around here. If you've seen some of my other workout videos, not live ones, because this is the first live workout I've done in the gym. But yeah, if you've seen any of my other gym workouts, you've probably seen an arm superset in there somewhere, because they're so good. Give me a second. My arms are slightly shaking from those lateral raises. But we're getting a pump, gradually. Right, can you see that? This is the cable machine. It's one of my favorite machines in the gym. And we're slightly too high. There we go. We're just gradually getting closer to the ground. All right, here we go. So, first of all, we're going to start off with behind the back cable curls. And the way you set this up, what I like to do is, usually people use these attachments, the handle attachments. There we go. Let's use your word, Sophie. So people usually attach the handles with these, which is obviously because that's what they're made for. But I like to get a bit more range of motion by attaching it straight onto this part of the handle, because it gives you a little more, it gives you more range of motion. Wait, let me just do a quick example. So, say I'm here. Because this is attached closer to the actual handle, it means that I can get more range of motion with my arm than if this was attached to it by the attachment, because I'd have to be further away from the machine to get the same amount. I hope that makes sense, but that's why I do it. And we need another one, because you can do, if you have a cable machine like this with two cables available, then you can do both arms at the same time. I used to just do it like single arm, but that will take literally double the time. So if you do have access to two, then it's a good time saver. I'm also trying to remember the weights that I'm supposed to be using. I think that's right, but we can always drop down or move up if necessary. Oh, my hair's getting in the way. Okay, so you just walk out until you're at the right distance to be able to curl them up like that. And we're going for 10 to 12 reps here again. This is one of the exercises that seems really easy to begin with, but when you get about 5 or 6 reps in, you're suddenly like, oh, I love the cable machine now. Mine. Come on, we're in 11. 12. 13. We could do more. Maybe. 14. No. 14. I realized halfway through that set that I think I was supposed to be doing 12 to 15 reps. Oh wait, we're doing a superset. So now, once you've done that, I want you to move this up to about waist height. We're gonna switch the handle off. And for overhead tricep extensions, you've got two options. You can either use the rope, you can use 2 ropes if that's easier, if you like that sort of length. Or what I've been doing recently is actually using the straight bar attachment. You do need to be careful when you're getting this up so you don't like hit yourself in the head or something, but it's a gym. You need to be careful in general. So, can't remember the exact weight I'm supposed to be using. But getting this up is the hardest part, and then you're sort of away. So what I do is I sort of squat down a little bit and get it over one shoulder and then up. Replay that if you need. Because I know it really confused me when I first ever did this exercise. I was like, how the heck do you get this up? But yeah. You're trying to keep your elbows in a fairly fixed position. So most of the movement should be coming from the lower part of your arm. And again, this is 12 to 15 reps. I think that's 7. I lost count. I can't like talk and count at the same time. Come on. 12. And then take it down, like back over one shoulder. Okay, so that was one superset. And then we're going to take a 1.5 to 2 minute break and then do the next superset. So I'll have to switch this back out. But you will have noticed for the overhead tricep extensions, I had a sort of staggered stance, and that is purely to keep me stable because, sorry, I personally find, let me get my breath back. I find that if I am just standing with 2 feet together, then I wobble all over the place. So that's why I go for the staggered stance. There we go. Also remember to change the weight between your supersets because you'll probably be lifting a different weight when you're doing the bicep curls to your overhead tricep extensions. So just remember to switch that because I forgot a few times and then I was like, I can't actually get this up. What's going on? Oh, my triceps are like burning after that. Overhead triceps. Let me restart that. I'd always recommend if you had to choose one, go for overhead tricep extensions rather than tricep pushdowns because you're getting more of a stretch on the long head of your tricep, which is what makes up the majority of your tricep. I think it's like 2/3 of your arm. So yeah, if you had to choose between the two, I'd always go for overhead tricep extensions purely because you get more bang for your buck. But that doesn't mean that you cut out the other one. It's also personal preference. It's similar with behind the back cable curls because you're getting more of that range of motion when you're moving your arm out like behind you. So you'll be targeting more of the long head of your bicep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've been reading too much recently. Okay, so next set. We're doing 12 to 15 reps again for both of the exercises in this superset. I don't know where my head was the first set we did, but 12 to 15, no slacking. Let's do it. Sometimes I also switch the leg I have in front, just purely to keep me even. Eight. I'm on 9. Come on. 2 more. One more. We got this. You're gonna feel so good after this workout, trust me. I know 2 sets, when you first hear someone say, oh, it's just 2 sets, you're like, how's that gonna do anything? But if you're putting in the work, if you're actually trying, you're gonna feel it's more. Trust me. Oh yeah, the reason we put this at waist height as well is because it'll be a whole lot easier for you to get this up and down, and a lot safer as well. Because having it lower, there's really no benefits. So, top tip. If you need like a 30-second break to shake your arms out or anything during the superset, just go for it because the important thing is that you can push hard between or like in each exercise. So if you need that 30 seconds, just take it. Right. Let's go. One more. Oh, get the shakes. 12. Okay, that's our arm superset. I'm done. That's my arm superset done. Right, so we're gonna do a little ab finisher now. I can't remember if I said that at the start of the workout, but I'm gonna do an ab finisher. So back over to the pull-up bar. I guess you can call it a pull-up bar. What would you call this? That's a pull-up bar, right? Like, if I move this up a bit. Or I guess it's an ab machine. I don't know. It's a multi-purpose machine. So yeah, I'll take down this band that I was using earlier. But for this ab finisher, it's also like a little superset. So we're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 12 reps of hanging leg raises. I'll show you some variations as well. Don't worry if you can't do it. But then we're gonna go straight into leg raises like this. I need to know the actual names. I don't know the actual names. I'm sorry, but you'll see. And then we're gonna do some V crunches on the floor. My words aren't here today. Sorry, guys. You'll have to put up with me. Right. So first we're doing 10 to 12 leg raises. You can do them hanging like this, or you can also do them with your knees bent. I personally feel it less in my quads when I do it like this, strangely. So I do prefer it with my knees bent, but it is an ability thing, so you can work up over time. Also, if you have chalk, that would be sensible. It will help you grip a bit better. I don't have mine with me today, so grip is not ideal. Once you've done your 10 to 12 reps of that, you're going to go straight into 10, let's just say 10 reps of leg raises like this. Again, you can do like use bent knees, it'll make it slightly easier. But personally, I find this way of supporting yourself makes it easier for you to go for straight legs. Okay, and for the next part of our superset, we're just going to do some V crunches real quick. Ideally, you're going to go straight into these, but I need to adjust the camera, so I'm going to adjust the camera so that you can see like that. Yeah, so we're just going to do V crunches on the floor, sit-ups, whatever you want. You can choose your variation, but yeah, you ideally want to go straight into that from what you're doing previously. So we're going to aim for 12 to 15 reps here. If you want, you can also do it with your legs bent to make it slightly easier. So you could do sort of crunches like this, reverse crunches, I should say. And then you're going to repeat that whole superset 3 times. And you're done. That's the workout. So I'm going to quickly show you some stretches that I do at the end of my workouts, because just like your warm-ups are so important to prevent injury, your cool downs are also super important. So I'm just going to show you that real quick. Honestly, I don't do that many stretches after my upper body workouts, but leg day is more important. But you do want to sort of stretch all of your body. So even though you've just been training upper body, you want to stretch everything because it's really good for like your general mobility, and will sort of decrease a lot of problems that you can have later in life as well. I was actually listening to a podcast the other day, and it was saying that people are so much less likely to get injured from falls and stuff as they age if they just do like 5 minutes of mobility a few times a week. So I can't exaggerate how important it is. So just doing some like simple like stretches, and then sort of cat and cow. This is pretty good for your back and your shoulders. And then you can do things like thread the needle, and it really helps like open your shoulders and stuff. My shoulder mobility is also not great, so that's something that I'm personally trying to work on. But yeah, just spend like 5 or 10 minutes doing a little cool down. I'm going to do a bit more after this. But that was the workout. I really hope you enjoyed, because this was really highly requested. And if you've made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do another video like this, like a lower body workout, whatever, because I'm not going to have access to this gym for much longer because I'm moving house. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you around.